Next is a member of Congress who makes a lot of sense to me.
This is not what we should be doing. I don't even know why we fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yet we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the up, because I'm ready.
Donald Trump just got verbally set on fire by a late-night assassin and a congressional powerhouse. And spoiler alert, there's not enough hairspray in Mar-a-Lago to extinguish this one. Jimmy Kimmel threw shade so precise it could file taxes, and Jasmine Crockett brought the kind of congressional smoke that makes Secret Service start looking nervous. It wasn't a debate, it was a demolition. Think of it as a 2-for-1 humiliation sale with Trump's credibility as the only clearance item.
Or if it's delivered in a natural way.
I think that people are over politicians trying to politic. I think that they want people to truly represent them and the frustration and the annoyance and even some of like the comical stuff. Like, look at Pete, right? Like, because we love DUI hires, right? But, you know, like, I mean, like, I think that it's fair that like people are like, yo, like, this is a joke, right? No, it's not.
If you thought he handled criticism badly before, wait till you see him try to dodge this verbal flamethrower in real time. Before we move on, smash that like button and subscribe because you know you don't want to miss out on this one. Donald Trump waking up in the morning is like America pressing snooze on every possible red flag known to mankind. You'd think after 4 indictments, 2 impeachments, a Capitol riot, and more hush money than a mob accountant's ledger, the guy would finally crawl under a gold-plated rock and stay there. But no, the hair remains aloft. The spray tan glows like Chernobyl, and the ego is still thicker than Melania's side eye.
Lack of leadership, we're stripping the country down. I don't know if that we'll ever know how much.
And Jasmine Crockett, the dynamic duo we didn't know we needed but desperately deserved. If verbal takedowns were an Olympic sport, these two just performed a flawless synchronized dive into Trump's ocean of delusion. No splash, no mercy. Now Kimmel's always had a way of slicing through Trump's nonsense with that smug late-night charm that says, "I'm not mad, I'm just really disappointed you exist." But this time it wasn't just zingers. It was surgical, like a roast performed with a scalpel and a PhD in how to disassemble an orange menace without using direct quotes, because why quote someone who contradicts himself more than a reality show villain on week 3 of elimination? Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett didn't come to play, she came to obliterate. You know that one friend who doesn't raise their voice but somehow makes you question your whole existence with a single raised eyebrow? That's Crockett. She showed up with the energy of someone who's been sitting through 4 years of Trump word salads and finally decided, enough. This man needs seasoning, specifically salt. And literally I really do know that it is a nightmare for so many people, not just here but across the world. I get emails from all over this world with people that are fearful because of the lack of leadership that they're seeing right now on the federal level. Hearing let's talk about the tantrum tornado Trump's been swirling in lately. Apparently the courts are rigged, the judges are biased, and the jurors are all Democrats with a vendetta and a subscription to the New York Times. Sure, Donnie. Because the only possible reason people think you're guilty is because they're out to get you, not because you did all of the things. According to Trump, he's the victim again. As always, if Trump were a movie genre, he'd be a never-ending soap opera titled General whining every episode, "They're being so mean to me," followed by a commercial break featuring him trying to sell golden sneakers and steak-flavored NFTs. But back to Kimmel, he didn't just roast Trump, he flamed him. Kimmel pointed out with surgical sarcasm that Trump's political strategy has devolved into yelling fake news at anything he doesn't understand, which, to be fair, is most things. Science, fake laws, fake consequences, super fake. The only thing real in Trump's world is the mirror he yells into every morning while practicing the phrase, "Nobody knows more than me." And Crockett, she lit him up like a Christmas tree in July, calmly, eloquently, and with a kind of shade that makes you wish C-SPAN came with a laugh track. She laid out the facts. Trump's legal escapades, his financial gymnastics, his uncanny ability to surround himself with people who mysteriously end up indicted. She made it very clear. Trump's version of leadership is less about policy and more about vibes. Specifically the vibes you get when you realize your Uber driver is heading in the opposite direction but insists he knows a shortcut, of course. Trump responded the only way he knows how, all caps. Nothing says stable genius like using Twitter, excuse me, Truth Social, like it's your personal therapy session at 3 a.m., from rants about witch hunts to weirdly specific praise for random people who once complimented him in 2003. It's like watching a sentient fax machine go through a midlife crisis, and let's not ignore his fan base. Bless their conspiracy-loving hearts. These are the folks who look at a man with 91 felony counts and go, that's who I want holding the nuclear codes. The same folks who think Jasmine Crockett is the problem, not the man who asked a foreign country to dig up dirt on his political rival and then later claimed he barely knew the people involved, because every innocent person constantly says, I don't recall ever meeting that guy. When shown a photo of them hugging, Jimmy Kimmel summed it up best through a smirk that could melt steel. Trump's legal defense is like a toddler explaining how the cookie jar mysteriously emptied itself. I didn't do it. If I did it, it wasn't illegal. If it was illegal, it was Hillary's fault, and anyway, the deep state made me do it. It's a legal strategy that hinges entirely on hoping the judge falls asleep.